Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is available now for the Nintendo Switch and takes place in the same world and with the same characters as the mainline Fire Emblem game Three Houses, but it's in an alternate universe. Timeline kind of thing. So Byleth, the character you play as in Three Houses, is one of the bad guys for Three Hopes. Are you with me so far? Good. The story follows Shez, a male or female protagonist depending on your choice, and then depending on your subsequent choices depicts then where the story goes, just as like in the mainline Fire Emblem games. There's character bonding, improving relationships, some light dating mechanics, training, chores, leveling up, cooking, and locking upgrading, different classes and roles for each character, and if you so choose, there's also permadeath. I'm not quite that hardcore yet, but, you know, it's there if you want it. Now, the core gameplay is that of the first Fire Emblem Warriors. I believe it's called a Miso playstyle, I think. I always just say it's a Dynasty Warriors style game because I'm that basic, basically. But yeah, it plays like a Dynasty Warriors, running or riding, hacking and slashing, bow shooting, magic throwing, all across battlefields, across many, many enemies. Now, just like with Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, and Persona 5 Strikers, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes looks and feels more like a Fire Emblem game than it does a Dynasty Warriors clone. Not to mention that the core gameplay is fun as hell, being able to string together awesome combos and specials, choose other characters on the fly to play as, command your other characters that you're not playing as to attack, defend, heal other units, so on and so forth. It's just incredibly fun, and I don't know, it just seems like a very it's kind of like the Miso games or Dynasty Warriors games, and especially the playstyle is getting much more in depth and a lot more meaty, which is really, really cool. Now, you can craft and repair weapons at the blacksmith, equip and swap out weapons, items, special moves for each and individual character. You can listen to optional dialogue that will increase character relationships, making them perform better on missions, raise their morale by making characters join shares on chores and cooking. You can also gain supplies, which will enable you to upgrade the camp, a little hub area that you can run around and talk to people on, and you can employ strategies that will give you an edge in battle. Now, the further along the story you go, the more customization options you have. So at the beginning of the game, you don't have quite as many, but as you progress, it just unlocks a lot of different like micromanaging options, which are pretty cool. Now, alongside the main missions, there's also side missions to do, and like just before, the further along you go in the story, the more of them there are. Now, I do have to point out that you do have to do some of the side missions in order for you to be able to do the main missions, so you do have to do some of them, but a lot of them are optional. There are also rankings given upon completing the missions, driving you to get that S ranking, and as I said earlier, at times you'll be given different dialogue options that will either increase or decrease your relationship with other characters on the field. There are 3 paths and stories to choose from depending on which one of the 3 houses you choose, and as one story is around 20 hours long, maybe 25, not including all of the side missions. Like I said, it's a pretty meaty game. After beating one of the stories, you can carry on over your character and progress via New Game Plus and take on one of the other 2 stories, and if you want to play all 3, go nuts. Each one plays out differently, which is really, really cool and adds to a lot of replay value. Each character is unique and well voice acted, and if you, like myself, played Three Houses, it's interesting to see the same characters, but in this new reality. On that note, there is a lot of talking and cutscenes in the game and character interactions, which can be skipped if you so choose, but as Fire Emblems are known for their characters and story, as well as their gameplay, you'd really be missing out, especially as it does make you feel incredibly guilty for killing off main characters in the story. Now, on the stability of frame rate and graphics, the graphics are really, really good. The frame rate is incredibly stable and only ever drops when things get incredibly insane, like up close to the camera, and also on the subject of the camera, it can be a bit of a dick sometimes. But if you heard that with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity the frame rate was a little iffy on release, know that this one is much better frame rate wise. Now, overall, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is a fantastic action game with plenty of content and replay value, and is one to play whether you're familiar with the Fire Emblem series or not. I'm going to give Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes an A. But thank you very much for watching this review, and I shall catch you on the next one.